Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I thought it would be fun to show you guys what's on my phone and what apps I've been using and loving. I'm actually really excited because this fall when I go to the college I'm going to, I will actually receive an iPad Pro at orientation. So I'm really excited because I'd love to show you guys what apps I will have on there and do an unboxing and everything. So make sure to look out for that video this fall. So the phone that I have is the iPhone XS Max, and I've had this phone for about a year and a half. It's definitely treated me well for the time that I've had it. The case that I have is a wildflower case. It is actually just plain white. I got this right when I bought the phone and I just haven't gotten another one. It actually comes with stickers that you can put on and like spell out words. And I had my name on there, my first name, and then I had my last name, and then I just really haven't had anything on it. I really like the aesthetic of just white. Keeps my phone safe. I've actually dropped it plenty of times, once on concrete, and it's all good. So I would recommend them because they're both cute and it keeps my phone protected. So let's go ahead and jump into what's on my phone. The first thing is my lock screen. It's just the same background I've had since I got the phone actually. It's just a really pretty flower background from Pinterest. I don't have any like super cool way of like organizing my app. These are just the places that I've always had them. I think it's really cool when people will color coordinate and stuff, but just for me personally, I just like having the apps right where I know and recognize them to be. So on the first page, I have a lot of the apps that come with the phone. They're just arranged in the way that I'm used to. I had them arranged that way on my old phone, so I just put them in the same order so that my finger would remember where to go for what apps. And then on the fourth row, starting out, is YouTube Studio. YouTube Studio is really nice if you have a YouTube channel because you can look at how your video is doing, like your watch time and your analytics, and answer comments and everything all on your phone. And then next I have Hoopla, which is actually an online library. So you connect with it through your public library, and then you can download books and different things. So it's really nice. I really love listening to audiobooks, so it's great to have an app that you can just use through your library. And then the next thing I have is Mail, and I just have tons of emails that I need to go through. I'm so bad at answering emails and I need to be better about that. The next app I have is my gospel library, and it's just my church app, so it has all of my church resources and scriptures and everything. It's really cool. The next thing I have is Instagram. You can totally go follow me on Instagram if you would like. The next app I have is Pinterest, and I just love Pinterest so much. It's awesome for inspiration, and you can just get a lot of cool ideas on this app, and so I've made a ton of different boards for a ton of different things, so I love Pinterest. Next is YouTube, pretty self-explanatory. Then I have VSco, and I use VSco to edit all of my Instagram pictures, and I also use it to edit my thumbnail pictures. Then I have Snapchat, and I actually rarely ever use Snapchat. I just don't. It's not my favorite. I used to use it all the time, but I just don't really use it anymore. The next app is Audible, and the book I've been listening to on Audible is actually my dad's book. He's actually written 2 books in a series. If you want to check that out, I'll leave a link in the description. You can get it on Amazon or on Audible if you have a membership. It's just an awesome book if you're into fantasy, adventure, or romance. Just all 3 of those combined into one story. Super cool story. The next app is Overdrive, and that is also another audiobook app. If you can't tell, I'm definitely into audiobooks. Then I have Netflix, and nobody has to explain Netflix. I know pretty much everybody is probably binging their favorite show on Netflix right now because we're in quarantine, and what else are we gonna do? So swiping over to the next page, the first app I have on the top there is podcasts. The main podcasts I've been listening to recently are the Call Me Candid podcast by Lily Ann and Haley Pham. Then for a while I was also into the Rise podcast as well as the Health Code. So I just go back and forth between like what I like. So the first folder is the extras folder, and this is just more of the apps that come with the iPhone. And then I have more on this page that are ones that I've downloaded that can still be seen as like extra apps. So the first one is LDS Tools, and that's just like another church app that I use. I have Shortcuts, which I still don't really understand very much, so I need to figure out how to use Shortcuts because I've heard it's really helpful and works really well. The next one I have is Dropbox, and our choir teacher will send us tracks for our a cappella choir, and so I get them through Dropbox, so that's why I have that. And then YouTube count just shows my subscriber and view count. I use Shazam mostly to find songs for my YouTube videos. So whenever there will be a video that I like and I want to find the music that someone is playing, I'll just hold Shazam up to it and then find the song, hopefully. And then I have Instrument Tuner, which I only got this to tune the ukulele that I'm borrowing from my school. That's the only reason I have that on there. And then I have Seminary and Institute, so this is just another church app that's for seminary, my scripture study class. And then LDS Living, and that is just another church app, so it just has lots of positive thoughts. And then there's some circles, so those are just like group chats almost for the different like classes and age groups in my church. The next folder, which I'm most excited for, this is the editing folder. The first app in this editing folder is the Camera Connect app, and that is what I use anytime I take photos or videos on my camera that I'm filming on right now and need to like get them to my phone. The next thing I have here is Photon, and I just use Photon to edit my thumbnails. Seriously, it's the best app for editing thumbnails. It took me so long to find it, but once I did, it's just the best. So I definitely recommend that if you're looking for an app to help you edit thumbnails. The next app I have is Unum, and what you do is download your photos to this app, and then you can look and see how they will look on Instagram. The next app is Moldiv, and I would use Moldiv to make collages for my thumbnails, but I actually have found that I can make them and it's just easier for me to do everything in the next app, PixArt. So PixArt is amazing. It's another app that I use for thumbnails. If you've ever seen anyone with like stars on their thumbnails or outlines, it's likely that they could have used PixArt, which is great because it's free and you can use all the, like the drawing tools and everything. It's just awesome. PixArt is another app that I use for editing my thumbnails. The next app is SymbolPad, and this is really nice if you're looking for the cute little symbols that you can't find anywhere else. The next app I have is Lightroom, and again, I don't really use Lightroom very much anymore just because I have VSco. The next thing I have is Unfold, and I just use this sometimes for like my Instagram stories. So like if I have a sibling who has a birthday or something, then I'll make a little collage for them on Unfold. So the next folder I have is my shopping folder, and so I just have Amazon Video, which is just like a streaming service for Amazon. Then I have Amazon Alexa, Les Mills, which is my workout app, and then Etsy, so I can buy things on Etsy, and then Urban Outfitters. I have this app just because I like to go on there and put a bunch of things on my wish list as inspiration to buy somewhere else, or just to hope that I can one day have enough money to buy what's in my shopping cart, which I probably will never have, but it's fun to look at all their cute stuff. Yeah, Urban Outfitters, super cute stuff. And the next app I have on here is Zaful and Shein, and these are just shopping places that I'll go through sometimes and see what they have. Then I have PacSun, and pretty much all these apps I will just go in there and heart a bunch of stuff if I like it, and then possibly see if I'll buy it at some point. Probably not, but I do it to pass time. So the next app I have is Fabletics, and I have the premium, or I don't know what it's called, like the whatever it is that you have to get the 2 for $24 leggings, where you sign up, and so it's a monthly thing that you can skip. So I've pretty much skipped it for 2 years now. So kind of annoying, but I'm like, one day I might buy another thing and want that discount that I get. And then I have ASOS, which I don't really know why I don't buy anything on there. And then Cupshe, because just again, I like to go and heart things. The next apps I have are Poshmark and Depop, and those are just pretty much self-explanatory. I've been meaning to sell some clothes, so I'm just pretty much gonna wait until all this crazy quarantine corona business is over to start shipping things off and selling them. But I have those apps just for when I want to start doing that. Then the next app is Activity, and this is just for my Apple Watch, and obviously as you can see it shows that I haven't been working out at all or moving at all for this entire week, and let's look at, or pretty much this entire month, and that's because I've not been wearing my Apple Watch. I don't really need to know what time it is if I'm literally laying around my house all day long, which is horrible that I'm doing that, but you know, it's like, why do I need to know whether it's 12 o'clock or 2 o'clock if I am doing the same thing at both times, you know, and I'm not leaving my house at all. I have been working out though. I've been getting up and I've been working out early in the morning with my mom, so I have been moving, just haven't been putting on my watch. Next is Spotify. I have a Spotify account. I always link it in the description if you want to check that out. I love Spotify. Music is wonderful. The next folder I have is the school folder, and this is just a bunch of different apps that I'm using for school. I have Slater. This is awesome. If you have a math textbook, then you can look it up in this app. It just has the problems worked out so that you can figure them out easily, and it really helps with homework if you're stumped and just need help figuring out a problem. And then I have the app Desmos, which I actually watched Kenna Marie's What's on My iPhone, and she had this one. She suggested it for anybody who's taking calculus. I'm taking calculus this year, and so I just thought I'd get it. I haven't used it at all because we haven't really been in school, but I have that just in case. The next app I have is Scannable, which is really helpful if you need to scan documents and then send them through email or send them at all. You can do that through Scannable. Then I have CalcChat, which is for my calculus class. Again, it's just more solutions. And then Arrive, I was watching a bunch of like what's on my iPhone. I don't actually know what it is. I downloaded it because somebody said it was really good, and then I haven't looked into it at all, so I don't know what that app is. The next one I have is the Night app, and that's just another one for school. And then I have Zoom on here, which is obviously because I'm taking so many classes on Zoom right now. Then I have the Money folder, which just has Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, and my Chase bank account. Then the long line of streaming services that we are all very grateful for right now. So the first one in this row is Disney Plus, and honestly I haven't watched a lot on Disney Plus. We didn't ever grow up with like TV, so we never got to watch very many shows on Disney, so I'm not just like obsessed with any show, so it doesn't hold my heart, but it's fun to like watch movies on there and stuff. So I've watched a bunch of movies on there. Just right now, not my jam at the moment. Now Hulu, on the other hand, I have been binging the show Lost. Literally, I started it 2 days ago. I'm already halfway through season 2. Think about how many hours I've had to spend watching this show. Insane. I cannot believe that I did that and wasted my time like that. But it's spring break, so. The next app is also one I am very grateful for. I love VidAngel. It's really awesome because you're able to filter out anything from a show or a movie that you want. So whether it's profanity or just inappropriate scenes in general that you don't want to watch, then you can filter that out really specifically through VidAngel, which is really awesome because then it's like you still get to watch a movie, but you don't have to watch all of the junk that's involved in it. So it's really awesome if you want to check it out. It's really cool. So I definitely recommend it, and I'm grateful for that because then I can watch more shows and still feel good about myself because I'm not watching things that aren't good. The next app is Reminders, and I actually just have a bunch of to-do lists. It's really nice because I can just check things off digitally. And then down here at the bottom, I just have Safari, phone, messages, and music. And yes, I have 49 unread messages, and we're just not going to talk about that. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you watched to this point in the video, comment down below the phone emoji. Alright, I love you guys so much, and I will see you in next week's video. Bye!